This Lil Uzi video, Money Longer, is one of the worst fucking videos I've ever seen in my life. And it comes to no surprise because it's coming from Lil Uzi Vert, somebody who just makes me feel like an old curmudgeon because I just hate everything that he does. I think he's the first rap artist ever where I just disapprove of everything that he does. So the video starts off with this sequence where Uzi seems to be reminiscing about times in the past with him and his girlfriend. And then you find out that his girlfriend is kidnapped, right? She's like inside an ice box, and all of a sudden she's surrounded by people with guns, and it's crazy. One of the funniest parts of this video is when the kidnappers, I guess, send Lil Uzi a magazine cutout, a ransom note with letters that were cut out of a magazine. And if you saw Lil Uzi reading this thing, you would fucking think that the kid's reading the Torah. I mean, he just looks so confused. He looks absolutely confused. I would think that it would be a lot easier to read because the letters really seem larger. He looks like he's reading fine print out of a contract. Don't for a second be fooled by artists and these new age dicks who come in here and they try to come across as psychedelic artists. Like, they make psychedelic music and their music is so trippy. And again, that's what this video is trying to do with the tie-dye, with the rainbow color in the air and the sky. And I have to say that there's a very big difference between you being on drugs constantly and you translating that in your music. I think that nowadays what's considered to be psychedelic or trippy is just putting you in a mood where you can just sort of just zone out and just be on your own. And in my mind, psychedelic music is something that sort of invites you in. Like, you and the person are both having an experience together. Whereas when you hear goofy shit like this, nothing sounds psychedelic at all. But I guess what he considers to be psychedelic is the mood or the vibe. And it's just not working. You can't just walk around with fucking purple hair and just try to make yourself come across as just something that you're not. Like, we really just have to stop that. It's just make the video the way it was intended. Just leave the sky the way it's fucking supposed to be, because there is nothing drug inducing about you saving your girlfriend from some fucking douchebags who kidnapped her. There's just not, it just doesn't make sense. There's no connection here. I'm just not seeing it. Even funnier part was the part where the video tried to convince you that Lil Uzi can be tough. Right? He was pushing that guy when he was with that other girl. I don't know if this guy was one of the people who was kidnapping his girlfriend, but for whatever reason, Uzi pushed him, and the guy looked absolutely intimidated by a 5'4" dude with pink dreadlocks and the sleeves on his sweater draped over his knuckles like he's fucking Janine Garofalo. I'm sorry, you young guys wouldn't get that reference, but this video is total and utter shit. By the end of it, of course, there's the big escape, right? There's the moment where his girlfriend frees herself from captivity and she runs into the arms of Lil Uzi. They jump on the bike and they ride away into the sunset. That is until the kidnappers whip out guns and they start shooting at Lil Uzi, who doesn't seem to be going very fast on his motorcycle, and they can't hit him. And they also can't hit him because his girl miraculously pulls an Uzi. You see what they did there? She pulls an Uzi out of her bra or her skirt or wherever the fuck, and she starts shooting back at the kidnappers. Where did she get this gun? Uzi definitely didn't have this gun before he got on the bike. I mean, I didn't see it. I mean, if you guys see it, you let me know. I don't know what it is about Uzi. It could have been that my first impression of Uzi, in that interview at Hot 97, and just the amount of arrogance in his voice when he says, "I'm a rock star, dude. I'm not a rapper." we got to stop with this fucking culture where we try to downgrade what being a rapper is, okay? Jay-Z started this shit years ago, but it means a totally different thing now. When people say I'm not a rapper, it's people saying, don't put me in a box. Don't put me in a box. I'm a creator. Listen, you're attempting to rap over a beat, all right? You may not consider yourself a rapper, but you're rapping, okay? Killers kill, cooks cook, all right? We can apply the verb, even though you don't want to consider yourself the noun, all right? Let's just leave it at that. But you're rapping, sir. And maybe that's what sort of bothers me about Lil Uzi more than anything. It's the fact that you can be pretentious while making terrible music. And you don't get to be pretentious while making terrible music. You know who's pretentious? Lupe. Lupe can be pretentious at times because he tends to make music that connects on another level. Every now and then, Lupe will make a record that will socially speak to all of us and will make total sense. But you don't get to do that if you're making songs like Money Longer or All My Chains. It's just look, I want to cut this thing off before I end up vomiting. But you guys, please let me know. Or is there something that I'm missing about Lil Uzi Vert? Am I wrong about him? Are there songs that you can recommend to me that I could possibly like? Because as I said, this is the very first artist where I just absolutely fucking hate everything that he does. I thought that way about Lil B at first, but Lil B had a sense of charm to him. So every time Lil B spoke, and he's charismatic, and it makes him more likable. And plus, Suck My Dick Ho is a fucking absolute masterpiece. I just don't care what anybody has to say about that. It's not that's a fact. It's what the fuck it is. But please let me know what you think about Lil Uzi Vert. Am I wrong? Have you seen this video? Is it just as bad as I'm playing it out to be? And I don't know. Maybe I got this guy. No, I don't have this guy wrong. He's terrible. But try to convince me anyway.